Cavalry just announced that everything is free. Not just the starter tier, everything. I'm literally in LA right now, but I had to jump on camera because this is too big not to talk about. This calls for a celebration. I am not dressed ready. Wow! There we go, much better. Remember when Canva acquired Cavalry? They said everything that is now free will remain free. Now they've just taken that one step further. If you've been on the fence wanting to learn Cavalry or dive in, that fence just got completely demolished. Okay, so now I'm on the new homepage of Cavalry. They've given it a bit of a glow up, which is lovely. It looks awesome, featuring some of these amazing artists that have created such beautiful work. Some of the pioneers as well have been using Cavalry since the start. Download Cavalry today. Cavalry is free for individuals, completely free to download and use. So if you need Cavalry for your organization, you can get your entire team on Cavalry with SSO via a Canva Enterprise or Canva Education account. So that makes sense. That's where they're drawing in the money. It's too good to be true. How are they doing this? And that really doesn't change a whole lot at all from what they've said. So frequently asked questions, is Cavalry really free? Yes, it's free for individuals, not watered down, free, real-time viewport, data-driven sequences. But the only change now is that you will need a Canva account to access Cavalry. And your Canva account gives you access to Cavalry and other Canva Pro tools, including Affinity. So we still have access to our legacy version of Cavalry, but if you want the latest features, we need to use Cavalry by Canva. Yeah, and if you're happy with the way things are, you can continue with full use of the software you paid for until subscription period ends. But this is also a really nice thing here. If you have bought a Cavalry Teams or a Pro license and you'd like to swap it for access to free Cavalry by Canva, you just need to head to your Cavalry account and follow the instructions to start your claim. Noting that the refunding of your subscription will remove access to Pro features in Cavalry 2.6.1 and earlier. I think I will personally keep my 2.6.1. Not to say that there's anything wrong with 2.7, but it's a rule of thumb, I think, for any major update, and that goes with other tools such as Adobe. If they make a massive new update, I am always really hesitant to upgrade straight away because sometimes there's still bugs that they're tweaking and figuring out, and I don't want my existing files to break. I'm not saying that will happen here with Cavalry, but it's always safe to be on the safer side and maybe keep that previous version if you can, and obviously if you can afford to do so. So there you go. So exciting! That is what Canva did with Affinity, and they're doing it here again with Cavalry. So say what you will about big acquisitions, I think that Cavalry was in safe hands with Canva. They have really amplified and made a huge statement by doing this, and I think this is really going to change the future of how we see motion design. I'm going to show you some of my favorite scripts and tools that speed up my workflows. These are also free. So I've just downloaded Cavalry, dragged it into my applications. I'm on a Mac computer. As you can see down here, we have a shiny new icon for Cavalry, and I've named mine Cavalry just so I know the difference. Ooh, brand new. Welcome. This is the viewport where your designs come to life. Scene tree, attribute editor, time editor, assets window. Very cute. We can keep exploring, but today I'm not going to do that. I think for new users, it's going to be very helpful. Starting with, you go to Canva creative.team/motion. You'll find a bunch of scripts that the team has made. Quiver, Easey, a bunch of others that are really helpful. I use it every day. Easey. When you click this button, it is going to take you to this GitHub page, and it might look a little bit confusing and overwhelming, but don't worry. All you need to do is go to the site here. We've got releases. So the latest is version 1.4.1, and that was updated 3 weeks ago. What I can do is click on easey.jaeschke. Once I have downloaded that, all I need to do is go and open Cavalry again, go up to scripts, show scripts folder, and then that will take me to my scripts folder where I can simply just drag and drop the downloaded assets. And then that's it. You can start playing with it. If you love the graph editor, this is going to be your best friend. Just animate this shape with my X and Y, jump forward a few keyframes, start carving out a calf. If I just grab these keyframes and go to Easey, There's a bunch of presets that I've already put in that I like to use. So for this one, I use 3070. But as you can see, as I click that button, it automatically applies that easing and we still maintain our motion path. So if I end up adding any more keyframes, you can see that it's removed the auto shoot for me. So if you copy and paste keyframes like the ones from previously, see how I've got this overshoot happening, moves back and forth, not really ideal. This is my starting point and this is where I want to animate to. All I need to do is just grab these set of 3 and click apply easing and it will do that for me. Now I didn't have a motion path on that, so I'm going to add that. So select these 3 sets of keyframes and click, and there you go. It's maintained the motion path for me without any annoying overshoot, which is fantastic. Easey is really awesome, so you can create your own presets very easily. You can import presets, you can delete them all. You can also share them with team members. And there's a whole bunch of settings. Sam has done an amazing job at creating the plugin so that if there's any updates, it will let you know when you open it up. It should alert you so you can easily just replace the file in your scripts folder with the new one and you're good to go. If you like organization like me, this will really help you out. Scene Scaffolder. And what it does is, so usually when you have a new project and you open it in Cavalry in a new scene, what tends to happen is that this assets window can get very messy and there's no folder structure. So this allows you to save scene scaffolding or hierarchies that you can then share with other teammates and create your own folder structures. And it's really easy. You can just drag these little bits around and nest them, and by these little glyphs, you can see stacks. So to show you really quickly, create scene scaffold, and there you go. It's created all the folders for me and grouped them exactly how I want. That's really easy to delete things and reorder. And yeah, that's that. Link for this one down below. It already comes with scene scaffold, this preset already saved. You can delete the preset, you can reset it to the default presets. It will save it as like a JSON file. So it's super lightweight, easy to share with other team members. Enjoy. Last big one I want to talk through today is Quiver. So Quiver is an amazing plugin that I co-built with the team at Canva to get your designs into Cavalry faster and smoother than ever before with less friction and more motion. So what it really thrives in is using Figma designs and sending them across to Cavalry. Figma has built-in APIs and it's really easy for us to get the program of Cavalry and Figma to really sing together. It's the same process as before. Either scroll down, you can click download. Oh, that button is going a bit crazy. That's okay. You can click download on that button. Otherwise, you can also click on the releases on the side panel here and it will tell you the latest release. If there's any updates in the future, it will let you know. It checks like once a day, so it's pretty good. All you need to do in Figma is Command K, type in Quiver. I already have it installed, so it makes it really easy for me. But if you type in Quiver, it will come up in plugins and widgets. It'll come up under the community. It supports embedded images, gradients, shadows, blurs, editable text, and more. I have a first video on my YouTube channel where I kind of talk through a bunch of new features. And yeah, as we go, we continue to improve it. We continue to update. So any feedback is always welcome. Previously, if you ever wanted to bring in your designs from Figma or anywhere else and you go copy as SVG, I can paste it in. Would you like to add the SVG as a single layer or separate layers? Usually separate layers. And this is how Cavalry, I keep calling it Canva. This is how Cavalry interprets all of those designs. It's really not that good. And that's okay. That's why I made this plugin, to really help your workflows from moving between Figma or other design software that uses SVGs. Quiver is sort of a passion project, so it's something that we do in our free time. It's free, as with these other scripts. We are trying to make it better. You can copy and import your SVGs from Affinity in using Quiver, but don't expect it to be perfect. Quiver will only work as well as your files are cleaned up. It's essential that you delete empty groups, hidden layers that you're not using as much as you can. Quiver is intelligent, but too intelligent because it will bring everything across even if you're not using it. I like to duplicate my artboard and I go Command K, and there's a couple of plugins in Figma that I like to use. So we have explode frames. Quiver Center works a little bit better once things are not in auto layout. Use this other plugin, it's also free, called Clean Layers. And what that does is it automatically deletes any hidden layers, ungroups single layer groups. I can make it pixel perfect, can smart rename layers if I want. Can also smart sort layers depending on the X and Y positions. I don't turn this on because it can get a bit confused. Clean any locked layers or instant layers as well. So I clean that up. I do also recommend naming your layers. Pretty obvious one, but I haven't done it here and it is essential for good file management. I made a grave mistake here, and do you want to know why? I haven't set my project file up yet. It's important to always set up a project path. So whether it's the images, graphics, it needs to collect it somewhere. It creates a little Quiver folder for all of those in your assets folder within the project. It's as simple as clicking your artboard or your group. In this case, I'm selecting my artboard and clicking on Fire towards Cavalry. Once it's done, it'll say Fire towards Cavalry. Now when I tap back over, you can see that it's brought it in beautifully. It'll say connected to Quiver. If, for example, I didn't have this open and I had it closed, it would ask you to make sure that it's running. Quickly wrapping this up, there are a bunch of tools here as well. I can update my horizontal alignment without moving the text. I can do it with a vertical as well without moving it. It automatically adjusts the position, which is quite nice. If I have a graphic of some sort and I want to flatten it, so there you go. What it does is it puts it in a group, turns that group off, and then puts it into a custom shape and flattens the shape for you. And yeah, you can adjust as needed, but it just kind of helps sometimes. In the future, as I'm moving through some more tutorials, I'll show you some real life examples where this can be really helpful. A basic rectangle shape. There we go. I click the shape and I click on the dynamic align tool. What that does is it creates some logic to keep the shape in place. So as I'm moving the X and Y on this align tool, it stays in place, which is really awesome. So if you're doing UI, there you go. It will stay in place. Really nice. When you're using the normal align tool and you start doing it, it will move. So this just stops that from happening. So in this example, it's brought in this shader palette thingo as a editable shape. It's not a primitive. What that means is it's an editable path, so it doesn't give me the same options as if I was just to place a circle down and start manipulating those values. And I prefer having primitive shapes wherever I can, more flexibility and control. If you go into the settings, there's one setting I like to turn on, and that is called Keep Original Shapes. If you click that tick box, it will keep the original shape so I can use that as a base. So in this example, it has converted it into a rectangle, but I can easily bring back those like rounded corners, or I can turn it into like an actual ellipse and just get like the sizing right. So it does take a little bit of like tweaking, but it's just like a much easier way to do it, because it takes those incoming connections. So where we've got like the sweep gradient as well as the radial over the top, and it puts it into that new path. In the settings, there's a whole bunch of settings where it comes to like you can turn on and off if you want the gradients, the groups, live text, emojis, whatnot. I always really recommend keeping these settings on as they are. The groups setting is super important because if you're using masks or background blurs, Quiver is often using those groups to define the logic. Rename layers option, which is really nice. Good way to clean things up. So if I wanted to grab these two layers and say more shaders, it would name them more shaders 1 and 2. So if I'm selecting more than one, it will just add the number after the fact for the suffix. It's pretty limited in like what it can do. It's a nice simple tool if you are quickly rename layers, and as you should always be renaming your layers. There you go. There's my top 3 favorite scripts at the moment. There's a whole bunch more that I love as well. Link below to check out some more awesome scripts that are also free to really speed up your workflows. If you're brand new to Cavalry and you're thinking, uh-oh, where do I even start? Well, I've got you. I'm doing a whole series called Steal My Reel, where I've been giving my show reel away for free. Episode 1 is already out, where you can learn how I created the transition here. That will take you through some really basic fundamental steps of using Cavalry. In the next episode, we're going to be learning about components, and I'm going to show you how to make some really basic rigs that can really automate and speed up your workflows, which is what makes Cavalry so powerful. So go download Cavalry, it is free. Go grab my project file from Steal My Reel, it is also free. And go grab these scripts, they are also free. Everything is free. There's no excuse to not learn Cavalry anymore. See you in the next one. Bye. Oh, that was difficult. I'm so tired.